That was our jingle this time.
Yeah.
We'll be doing a bit of what we call it. What was it? It used to be a Simon Bates our song. we'll be doing an episode 18 our jingle. I knew, Craig, we'd actually get a jingle one day. We didn't realise we'd be stealing yours. But anyway, the topic of the jingle, as we've been a Ford special, I think we're going to touch on Ford, haven't we?
Yeah.
Not just Ford as a brand, but Ford as a whole, let's say. The whole marketing structure how they are now.
But what are they?
This is the thing. Can I just say, I mean, everyone knows I'm a Ford man through and through. I have had other brands of cars, and I will in the future, no doubt, have different makes and stuff of cars, but I have had a lot of Fords, and I am finding it myself now. I'm feeling the newer Fords are a bit samey, let's say, and I'm hankering now back to the older Fords.
The thing is, I mean, they've tried to do what Jaguar have done, what BMW have done.
Right.
In that you've got that family look. So you've got all the constant bits in the same places.
Yeah.
So you know you're in a Ford.
Yeah.
Whereas BMW have that centre console that's distinct, and they have the styling that's distinct put in every car.
Yeah.
But it kind of works in BMW, and it doesn't kind of work in Ford, probably because of familiarity.
That's the thing, innit? I know they're trying to keep everything very familiar for people and the customers in general, but don't you feel they've over-flooded the market of the vehicles that they actually have?
Yes. If you look at the whole range, so you've got the from the very bottom car, well, it's now the Car Plus, to the commercial range, you've over 20 vehicles that are available to the market, many of them overlapping.
They seem to be some vehicles are serving a certain purpose, but then you can look at another vehicle and think, well, that's sort of serving the same purpose.
Yeah.
Why have you got
the Galaxy when you've got the Focus Active? And are the Galaxy and the Edge kind of overlapping in a way as well?
You see, they're also still promoting the EcoSport. Well, can't call it an EcoSport because it's not as economical as people might think.
But then again, it's not spelt right for Echo.
It isn't. I saw the latest commercial for it because they're now, obviously, since I had the one with my dad, they've now done the updated version, the Fiesta interior with touchscreen and the facelift on the outside. So they're pushing it again.
Yeah.
You see the commercials and they are saying EcoSport, and I'm thinking, well, Malcolm says that's not spelt right to say Echo. So a lot of people then say it as it is spelt, and they say Eco.
Yeah. But then they call it the Eco Boost engine when it's ECO, not Eco Boost engine.
And then also, as I found when I was running my dad's with him, it wasn't massively economical. So you can't really put an Eco name to it.
No.
But yeah, they've got that out. They've pushed that out again because it's the first of all. As they only would. It's been revamped and everything to follow suit with the new Fiesta. But you've got then the Fiesta Active. I don't think one should be existing anymore now. Perhaps maybe the Fiesta Active because you've got your old new Fiesta lineup.
Yeah.
But maybe should they have phased the Echo or EcoSport out now instead of doing the facelift?
Yeah, I mean, it sold well in this country considering it wasn't pushed that much.
Because it wasn't actually meant for this country.
It wasn't meant for this country either, yeah. But SUVs aren't that economical because they are bigger cars, let's face it.
I love them. There's some I really like, but they are practical. Yeah, I can dump a lot of stuff in back of them, but they're not really for this sort of country, really.
No.
To be fair.
Not without car parking spaces.
No. and the way people park, as I experienced only the other day. But yeah, I still say that Ford are really pushing too many things that sort of overlapping each other, and I think it's letting them down.
But the other thing is as well, in America, they're pretty much abandoning the car market for SUVs and pickups, apart from the Mustang.
Yeah.
And I think there was another one they were keeping. But basically, the majority of the cars that they sell in America, they are abandoning and just going SUV, pickup, and utility vehicle. Which was Henry Ford's original ideas anyway. So it's kind of going back to basics.
That is true. I always think, what would Henry Ford make of how Ford is now? If you could come back and have a look, thinking after you had your Model T, and he probably didn't realise how the company had grown. Maybe probably had a little feeling in the back of his mind it might fall flat on his face.
Maybe.
But
The Model T though was in production for 19 years.
what would he make of it? Seeing the company now.
Because you've got a company that is shedding jobs, dropping lines, and a massively complicated selection of vehicles.
Look at what they've just done recently. Announced that the plant in Wales is going, and the mixed gearbox engines and things like that. And they're thinking of just booting it out of the window. What a loss!
Well, one of his pride and joys was the Rouge factory on the River Rouge.
Yeah.
And Dagenham was built in that sort of methodology. It had its own steelworks, it had its own power station, it was the biggest car plant in Europe.
It had everything, didn't it?
And it had everything, it was all self-contained. Most of that's gone.
Yeah.
It's been knocked down.
Flattened.
Yeah, it's gone.
It is a shame. You could see things like this happening anyway when they announced, I believe they were the first of the Mark 7 Fiesta was being made in Spain.
Yeah.
Things like that. And you think, hang on a minute, why ain't it being done here?
Well, Ford's, the last vehicle, do you know what the last vehicle was that was manufactured in this country by Ford?
I shudder to think now, I really couldn't actually think what it is.
It's a Ford Transit in 2013.
There you go, Transit.
And when that last Transit rolled off the production line, that was the end of car manufacturing or vehicle manufacturing by Ford in this country.
What a shame. And as the commercial used to go with the Transit, the back row of Britain.
Yeah.
And it ain't even made here now.
It's now made in Turkey.
Turkey of all places.
EcoSport, India.
Yeah, as I mentioned when we reviewed the one that my dad had, an Indian made car, and it was done on the cheap, but it was obviously never meant to be here.
Yeah.
It was shoved over to South American places like that, and the one thing a little gripe I had with it as well, because it went over there, it got the 4-wheel drive system put on, and then when they decided to put them over here, they did without it.
But now you can buy it as an option.
But now you can buy it as an option with a facelift model and things like that. And I just think sometimes, do the ideas go wrong as well? There is things that I think about, for all I love a lot of Ford cars, there is some ideas where I think, did you have to do that, or why didn't you do that? There's a lot of those things.
And don't forget, next year there's the all-electric Puma coming out.
This has put another thought in my side as this is for. I always used to say to Malcolm, even before we ever started filming, I used to say things like, before I even had my Puma that you saw, I used to say, why did they stop doing the Puma? Based on the Fiesta, really good coupe, blah de blah. The Fiesta continued in all its marks. Why couldn't they have continued the Puma? Instead of doing all these special Fiesta Active and things like that, and the KA, why couldn't they have continued the Puma with the Fiesta? Can you imagine how good the Puma would look now? Same sort of interior as the Fiesta we have now with the Mark 8 touchscreen and all that, but with them coupe style and shape. I think it would be a cracking car that would sell like the bucket load.
Yeah.
But Ford being Ford, dumped it, but then thought, well, I'll tell you what, for all you that love the Puma, we'll bring the name back, but it won't be what you remember.
It's going to be an all-electric SUV.
Ford, why?
They did the same with the Cougar as well.
Well, they did. The Cougar, obviously the bigger version.
Yeah, I mean that was the Mondeo with a sporty coupe look. And
the thing against that is that did not fly off the shelves as well as the Puma though in sales.
Well, no, but it was more expensive, wasn't it?
It was more expensive, but I think what did that is a lot of people fondly, and I say fondly with it, a lot of them remember the Probe.
Yeah.
And I remember the Probe, and a lot thought, well, is the Cougar now trying to be the Probe? And some were relating it to that, saying it isn't the same sort of car as that, blah blah blah.
But then again, the Probe was a huge disappointment.
It was, but then again, now it's got a cult following.
It has, but it hasn't.
That's the thing.
But the thing is, they took the Mazda that it was based on.
That was
the RX-7.
I think it was
the RX-6.
I think it was an RX, something like that. Yeah, it was.
So
based
basically,
on it.
the top of the range sporty Mazda, they basically took the floor plan and suspension, tweaked the suspension, and ruined it.
Yeah, they did actually. It was a nice styled car, but not a nice handling.
If they'd have left the suspension package alone, kept it all pure Mazda as it was, that would have been a superb handling car.
Yeah. So you see, this Cougar obviously that came out then was part of the Ford's the then cutting edge design, i.e. with the KA and the Puma and all along.
And what was coming in the next.
I mean, Ford really pushed them as well, as we know. The commercial that they made for the Puma, having to get permission from Steve McQueen's family to use imagery of Steve McQueen for that commercial, which took a long time to film. I've seen a documentary on it. It took a long time to film and get right for less than a minute.
Yeah.
And commercial time. Worked wonders. Puma sold like hell. But then they went another step further with Cougar and even got Dennis Hopper driving the Cougar, and then the image of him on the bike from the film Easy Rider, riding alongside himself as a younger. And I thought, you're really pulling out all the stops just for 2 cars that may or may not sell. And they did fortunately sell, but then they went and axed them. Just as fast as they made the commercials, they went and got rid of them. And I thought
the commercials probably took longer than they were on the market.
Yeah, I thought actually that is summing Ford up now. Why are they doing things like this? Let things run. And another thing I will say while I'm sort of digging at Ford, I know people say, you claim you're a Ford man, but you're digging at them. But I'm sorry, but sometimes you have to dig at your heroes. And it's the speed they change the cars.
Yeah.
You can always tell when there's a whole brand new model of a mark coming out of any type of car that Ford do, because you have your original car, then they do a facelift.
Yep.
And then just as people are warming to that facelift, then they might do an odd little special edition. They're pushing these with 0% whatever, and they're dumping all these commercials on you. The only one comes out instantly. You say, what? Hang on, we haven't even the new registration yet. And it's happening that fast with Ford. They just can't stop. I remember the days like, let's take the Transit for instance. You didn't have many types of Transit.
You basically had standard Transit, long wheelbase, Luton.
There was one, I remember a custom one or something.
Yeah.
They had the double wheels at the back, I remember that. Lots of blingy chrome on some of them, I don't like, but you had not much choice. It was this and that's it. But because Transit were a workhorse, wanted mine. And now you've got all these Transit Connect and all these little special. And now they're doing high-powered ones and all that. These
alloy wheels.
Well, alloy wheels on them and that. But
how long's an alloy wheel going to last?
What's
on the building site?
Well, I forget what they call it now. Is it MRT or something? It's supposed to be a really high-powered Transit, and I'm thinking, why don't you just do that? What they did in, I'll mention the name, Top Gear, where they had that and the jet engine in back a bit. Why not Ford just go and do something like that? And this is the gripe with KA as well, or CA, as they say. I don't even know how to pronounce it, because I don't want to, because Craig loves it. Craig loves the KA.
Yeah, you haven't said much, Craig.
No, you haven't said much today. But alright, we'll fill in for you. He loves the KAs and that. He's had some. I've never driven one. I've never driven one. I've been in a passenger one, and they are like little go-karts. They come around corners they can corner like houseflies. But when they made the Mark II one, which I preferred in the looks, I thought that was better. It is a bit like the Mark II one's a bit like a girly car. You see a lot of women driving them ones. I'd say, because they seem more small and compact. They seem very. I don't want to sound sexist, but they're damn easy parkers, and I know some women and men that say they struggle to park and they like a nice little small compact car to park.
Well, the thing is, it's the wheels at the corners, isn't it?
It is. It's still that same design as the first KA, but I think it improved. I think on the styling, but it's each to their own. With the first KA, we had the street car. And things like that, and they did some little twists on it and all that. But then when they went to the Mark II one, that was it. They did some little sporty ones with a bit of sporty was on a bit of trim and all that. But it was originally still the same car.
Yeah.
They didn't do a silly convertible version or stuff like that. They just left it as it was, and then I thought, right, you're going to phase it out for. Do what you should do and phase that one out. Leave it in its glory there. No. They decided to make one called the Car Plus and things like that.
Which is almost the size of a Fiesta.
Which is basically the size of the older Fiesta, and you put two of them together, Fiesta and the Kia and car, and it looks like they're trying to compete with each other.
But yet the two cars from the same manufacturer aiming towards a similar market.
Yeah.
So basically Ford's cannibalising themselves, because you've got the Mondeo is effectively on its own because it was that
bit of a flagship car, wasn't it, the Mondeo? I mean, I remember seeing a video with one of their chairmen of Ford or whatever, Joe Backay they call him.
Yeah.
And he was really promoting the Mondeo off the back, which I had. That mark that came out on the 15 plate I had. And he was then saying, this is Ford's flagship car. This car has to say everything about Ford, blah de blah. And now they're thinking about getting rid of it in certain parts. What does that say about Ford?
Yeah. Now their flagship's now the Edge, isn't it?
Yes, and now how times have changed, and not in such a great deal of time neither. I got my Mondeo on a 15 plate, brand new, and then it wasn't seen about much. It was really all brand new. This was the all new Mondeo, and I got a 2 litre diesel one, and it was a cracking car. It had so many features, simple things like you had 8 colour choices of the interior lights. 8 colour choices. You went on the screen, and you had these little they were like marbles, and you could spin around on the screen. Go around it, purple, green, red, blue, ice white, and you could go around them all and change the footwell lights, the lights on the handles, and all in where the cup holders were. They had little lights, and you could change the whole lot. You had so many toys with it. You had the memory seat function, everything. You press the start button, and it would put the seat in position for you. When you turn the ignition off, it would take the seat as far back as possible, so you could get out easy. It was a cracking car. I thought, you've thrown everything at this Ford. You're right, it is your flagship car. Now there's nothing bothered about it. All that.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, the Mondeo was Ford's first car that they intentionally designed as a world car.
Yeah.
And it sold well in Europe. It sold really well in Europe. But flopped in America.
I find that odd.
Yet, the Granada Scorpio, the hatchback one, not the Goppy Grill one,
Yeah.
that sold pretty well in America.
That is strange.
Yet wasn't actually designed for the American market.
I know. Isn't it weird how some cars work in other countries and you'd expect them to fail? And
I mean, I love that car. I think it looks fantastic.
the proper original Granada Scorpio, the Scorpio name that went with the Granada, that worked, that was right.
Yeah.
They took that Scorpio name and then chucked it on something that was a love child of, I don't know, I can't even bring it to mind, it's so bad. But it was Goppy, you know which one I mean, the Scorpio, where it just looks so sad as if it didn't fit in with the Ford family. It's the one that's hidden behind of the big family portrait pictures, and they sort of nearly airbrush it out.
Yeah, the strange family uncle.
Yeah, and the silly thing is, it always looked American.
Yeah, well,
you look at the back and it looks so American.
That one was an American design. It was designed for the American market.
Yeah, it just didn't fit here.
Yeah.
It really didn't work here. You wouldn't want to be stranded in it, that be your only means of transport home, really.
Well, it's like I said in one of the earlier Overdrive films we did. You wouldn't want to be seen dead in it, but ironically, they converted a lot to hearses.
The thing is, I think some of the build quality has got better with Fords.
Yeah.
I can see that now in the Fiesta. I won't say the type of plastics, I'll just say how it's all nailed together, basically. Yeah. Because one thing I have noticed about this ST line, but this is the old Fiesta as a whole, the new one, you've got some nice lovely plastics on the dash,
but not the sides.
But the doors are all really great hard. And you're thinking, but the doors is the things I touch the most.
Yeah.
I touch them every day. My passengers touch them. They don't jump in the car and say, all right, let's lean up dashboard and all that, because this is quality. Really, shouldn't the dash have been the lesser quality and the doors be the really good quality?
Yeah.
And I'm finding that, and it's happened now, it's nothing really, but I'm also getting on the left hand side a little bit, for a while, a little creak. And I don't think because that's the cheaper stuff there. The dashboard, it's like a tank.
Yeah. Solid,
well put together and all lot. So I know if I'm in an accident I hit that, I'm in quality.
It's almost worth it not having your seatbelt on for.
Yeah, you can tell what you're telling the insurance thing and all that. Well, I hit the dashboards and it was quality, my face really felt it. But when I went sideways and hit the door, not as good quality. But that's the thing. Surely it couldn't cost Ford much more to make it all out of the same quality plastic. I've had Fords in the past that was.
Yeah.
So this is the thing, you're thinking, what's happening? Are they penny pinching? Are they having to penny pinch because they've got too many vehicles in the range that are crossing over each other? Costing them so much we're going to have to start stripping a bit here, stripping a bit there. But where the Fiesta's concerned, I know they didn't want to change the styling too dramatically on that.
I don't think they could, because it's basically the Mark 7.
It is still on there, it's basically a tweaked Mark 7. And I don't think they wanted to lose the character of Fiesta anyway, because that could have gone disastrously wrong. And we've seen how every Mark's changed through the Fiesta lineup anyway. But I think the Focus has. I think the Focus has dramatically always changed. And I can't warm to this Focus, I'm sorry. I've seen him, I've sat in one in the showroom, there's just something about him, and it's when I see him on the road. I think if I had one, I'd have to have it in an estate. And it would have to be a certain colour, because some colours that Fords are doing for this Focus really are not doing it justice. I saw one in this most horrendous, wishy-washy, like copperish, brownish colour, and it looked like the most tiniest wheels, and it looked awful. I would have sooner been pushing a shopping trolley. It just looked... It really did look awful.
Any opinion, Craig? It's got to be
You
quiet.
see, we had to fill in for Craig, that's why we went on a fair bit, and... No, we got nothing from him. I think he'd been a bit shy this time. As I said, if you find this guy, we should have got a picture up, we'll try and get over it. If you ever find this guy knocking about anywhere, suitcase in hand, looking a bit lost, send him our way, because he's still part of the team.
Yeah. We
So-
may have him by 19.
Bit of a long one there, but I think that's Craig's discussion milked.
Yeah.
Courtesy of Ford.
Back to the jingle.
Back to the jingle. Craig can have his jingle back now.